Welcome back to FM Storey as we approach the end of season 13 of The Save. We are currently top of the league table, 8 points clear of Rangers with 7 games left to play. We're in the semi-final of the Scottish Cup where we're playing Hibs. We're looking for both our 5th successive league title and our 5th successive Scottish Cup triumph. So without further ado, let's get into the action. It's time for the Scottish Cup semi-final against Hibs. We've played 2 games since the end of the last episode, and we had a disappointing game against Celtic and then a comfortable win. So we started with a game against Celtic. Both teams, like in the Cup quarter-final, both teams awarded a penalty. This time both teams missed. Cochise in the opening minutes of the second half, and then Medina saved us in injury time with another penalty save. It was a 0-0 draw. Rangers, who obviously we were 8 points clear of at the start, they couldn't take advantage. They drew, so it stayed at 8 points. And then in the last game before the split, we came away with a comfortable 6-0 victory from a home game against Livingston. And that, coupled with Rangers getting beat by Hibs, means that we're 11 points clear at the top of the table with 5 games left, so 15 points left to play for. And yet our next league game against Rangers, which is after this Scottish Cup semi-final, we could win the league title. If we win that game, we will be league champions. We'll be 14 points clear with 12 to play for. So hopefully we can get that wrapped up sooner rather than later, and hopefully we can make it through to the final of the Scottish Cup. So this is the side we've picked for the semi-final. We've got what I think is probably our strongest 11 available to start the game. We do have still some injury problems at full back. So Damian Martinez at right back's out injured still. Thibaut at left back's out injured so far. So we don't have an awful lot of depth in those positions. But we've got plenty of attacking depth if we need to come away with to get back into the game. And Hibs are coming into the game fresh off a big win against Rangers in the league, who won the other semi-final. So the winner of this will play Rangers in the final. And hopefully, since the game's at the ground we've called our home ground this season, hopefully we can get off to a quick start and try and make the game as comfortable as possible. Right, Goulis cutting in off the left into Casanova. Lovely first touch onto Cochise, looking to go round his man. Goes down in the box. And is that going to be an early penalty? And it's given. Cochise missed a penalty in the quarterfinal. No, scored a penalty in the quarterfinal, missed a penalty in the next league game against Celtic, scored against Livingston, scored there. And it's the exact start we were looking for. Get off to a hot start, put them under pressure. And in a ground we used to playing in this season. Keeper started to go the wrong way, changed his mind and didn't get anywhere near it. Right, a free kick for them, lifted towards the back post. Free header comes off the bar and we've just about scrambled it clear. Nuevo bringing it forward and then just runs into their man. Right, they go long with a goal kick. Kerr heads it down, deucing onto Casanova. Cochise to go against his man again. Tries to go past him. Pulls it back to Milosavljevic. And then it's pulled back by Nuevo to Lakam on the edge of the box and he just sweeps it into the bottom corner. Doubles our lead after 27 minutes. And we are in pretty decent control of this game now. Cochise looked like he was going to go around the outside. They doubled up on him. So he comes back to Milosavljevic. Nuevo lays it off first time. And from the edge of the D, Lakam sweeps it into the bottom corner. There we go, half time. And apart from that header of theirs, they hit the bar. Pretty comfortable first half. 2-0 up. And just more of the same in the second half, I think, lads. Right, free kick for them. Nascimento goes from distance and it's somehow been turned behind for a corner. They swing in left-footed to the back post. We've had it up in the air. They got down for the loose ball. We've won the ball back and gone back to Medina. Rackler with a poor pass. But luckily Kerr gets back to save us. Right, D'Alessandro lifts a free kick up towards Lacam. It's headed clear. And Goulis intercepts before they can launch a counter-attack. Lacam back to Rackler. Fayette. What a ball through. Pasquale. I think he was offside. It looked like he'd just gone too soon. Yeah, well off in the end. It's a lovely finish though. Luckily we're already 2-0 up, so it's not going to cost us having had that one ruled out. And there we go, 2-0 full time. We've made it through to the Scottish Cup final, so we're still on for 5 successive league titles, 5 successive Scottish Cup wins. Hopefully we can wrap the league title up soon and start resting players for the cup final. It's cup final day, so the Scottish Cup final coming up. We're playing against Rangers. We did manage to wrap up the league title in that game against Rangers, although we didn't start particularly well. A bit like the last league game where we were 2-0 down and required a Casanova hat-trick in the second half. We were 2-0 down after half an hour. We were barely in the game, yet we got 3 goals in the last 3 or 4 minutes of the first half. First a Cochise penalty, and then goals from Casanova and Dusink in injury time. And then Casanova added the 4th in the second half to give us a 4-2 victory and to wrap up the league title, which meant for most of the last 4 games we played a pretty rotated team. Firstly, we came away with a 2-1 victory against Hearts despite having Pasquale sent off. Unfortunately, Hibs, we were dreadful. They beat us 2-0. Dundee United, again, we were dreadful in the first half. We required a screamer from Nicholas Lacam from 30 yards to level the game up. And then for the last game of the season against Celtic, we did go back to the first choice 11. Partly because, so the Football Writers Manager of the Year came to myself. The Players Manager of the Year came to Wayne Rooney. Now, how that happened, given that they finished 27 points behind us in third. They even finished 15 points behind Rangers. Not quite sure how that happened, but ultimately we ended up winning the title with 94 points. Casanova was the top goal scorer with 24. Cochise was top of the assists with 13 and also chipped in with 21 goals as well. And now we've just got the Scottish Cup final left, and hopefully we can round off the season with a 5th successive Scottish Cup victory to go with our 5th successive league title. So we're going into the final with our first choice 11 available. We've got a full team to pick from. No one was really injured. So we're going in with that first choice 11. We need to be careful of Sauer, who scored a few goals against us. Powells, who was right up in near the top of the assist chart. And Thiago da Silva has been impressive in midfield for them as well. Right, free kick, Kerr to take, lifts it forward. It's headed away from Nuevo. Lacam finds Rackler. Cochise going across the box, back Nuevo, back to Fayette. Cochise goes past his man, gets to the byline. Low cross is cleared as far as Lacam. Out to Milosavljevic. Low cross in. Nuevo's shot was saved in close range, from close range. Casanova turns it home. And we're going to get a VAR review to see whether that stands. And it's been given. Cochise's cross was cut out. Lacam just fires it out to Milosavljevic, who goes towards the byline. Low cross. Nuevo's shot was saved by Marcao, but Casanova was right on hand to pop it home. And we've taken the lead in a ground that has been our home ground this season. So hopefully the home atmosphere we can, and the surroundings we're used to by now. Right, Cochise with a corner, lifts it into the near post. Rackler flicks it on. It's gone in the far corner. 2-0 up after 17 minutes. Hopefully this isn't a sign of what's happened in the last 2 league games, because the last 2 league games we played against Rangers, They went 2-0 up in both of them, and we came back and won. So hopefully we can get another one and just take it out of their grasp completely. But it's a great start to the game for us. Right, Cochise gets the ball eventually. Now we've lost it. Sauer into De Silva. Andre Santos in the box. And he fires across goal when he should be hitting the target. Right, Dusink to Lacam. Out to Kerr. Wider to Goulis. Back down the line to Kerr. Into the box. Cut onto his right foot. And eventually it goes off. Cochise out for a throw-in on the far side. But we've certainly got a shooting route on so far. 10 shots, 8 of them on target. We're certainly testing their keeper today. Right, Lacam out to Kerr. He dwelled on it and lost it. They've gone back to the keeper. Right, Andre Santos into Akinfev, loses out. Cochise tried to poke it onto Cassano, but Archie Gray got back for it. But it's come back to Cochise. Kerr. I mean, I think he's offside, but there's no way a keeper should be getting beaten by a header from a player the size of Kerr from there. I mean, it's definitely offside. I mean, Casanova onto Cochise, and he just couldn't get out of his feet to get the pass forward in time. Overall, a pretty dominant first half there. We've got 2-goal advantage. We just need to make sure we don't let our concentration levels slip. Don't let them back into the game. And hopefully secure this 5th successive Scottish Cup victory and what would be our 25th successive win in the competition. We've sent the same team out to start the second half. Before we start to make some changes, there are a few players that probably won't last the 90 minutes. I'll need to be changed around the hour. Second half's been pretty quiet so far. We've still managed to restrict them to that one shot in the first half that we saw from Andre Santos. This time they've got a free kick. They've gone for goal. Medina does brilliantly to get across and turn it over the top. And then we've got Alexiev with the corner. Lifted towards the back post, headed down, but comfortable enough for Medina to get down onto. All right, Martinez with a throw. Mansour back to Mendes. Into Pascual. Cochise. Going down the outside. It was tackled before he could cut back onto his left foot. They've passed it around their own area. Lacam intercepts the chipped clearance. Cochise from the edge of the box. Hits the woodwork and it's gone behind for a goal kick. Right, a throw in for them. Long down the line. It's cut out by Milosavljevic. Mendes to Mansour. Wide looking for Martin as he cuts inside onto his right foot. Back to Rackler. Martinez down the line for Mansour. Casanova gets in between the two defenders to win it back. Drives to the byline, pulls it back to the edge of the box. Mendes onto Milosavljevic, and he rifles it home from it just inside the area. 3-0 up with just minutes left, and this has secured that 5th successive Scottish Cup title. So Casanova goes down the outside and pulls it back to Mendes on the edge of the box, who shifts it first time. And Milosavljevic comes racing onto it and smashes it past the keeper. And there we go, full time, 3-0. A 5th successive Scottish Cup victory. 25 games won in a row in the competition. Yet another double. As we go back to our own ground for next season. With 2 trophies to defend, 5 league titles in a row, 5 Scottish Cups in a row, and we are becoming the dominant force in Scottish football. And there we go, the end of another episode, the end of season 13, a 5th successive league title, a 5th successive Scottish Cup victory, and things are going really well. The only thing I would say is, given the standards we've set over the last sort of 7 or 8 seasons, we've had a couple of disappointing seasons in a row in European football. and a couple of disappointing seasons by our standards in the Scottish League Cup as well. Hopefully next season we can improve in both of those, while still hopefully maintaining our grip on the league title and on the Scottish Cup. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time for season 14.